因为而且又突破了一些，就是说欧洲球员他们在比赛当中那些比较特长的一些技术，所以呢，相对之下呢，就是亚洲的球员本身就比较快，那么在实力方面嘛，就显得比这个欧洲球员来的比较突出了。
对。那在今年里头呢，那其实可以说是去年就没想到中国这一对混双的组合，那基本上他们还不算是混双的主力，在中国来说，那应该属于是刘泳跟葛飞。那本来在去年奥运会里头呢，以他们摆的重心位置是比较重。
对，就是在去年的这个奥运会期间，其实真正对比较有希望，应该大家把这个注重力放在这个刘泳跟葛飞的身上。那么当然在这个比赛当中，那么出人意料的是张军跟高林呢，就是突破这个大家的这一种原来的这种想法，那么在凭靠自己的一些冲劲，那么获得了最后的这个胜利。
Players ready? Players ready? Explosive. You know, you've got Zhang at the back, incredible angles, good power. Gao Ling always looking to come forward on the net. So it's a fantastic gaming prospect we've got here.
Well, these two pairs have actually met each other 4 times previously. The Koreans have won 3 of those encounters. The one they lost was the all-important one at the Olympic Games in Sydney last year, at the quarter-final stage. And Zhang and Gao won that in 2 straight games. It has to be said that Ra Kyu-min had an injury to her right thigh in Sydney, and therefore wasn't at her best. But I guess also we've got to be aware that she was on court yesterday in her mixed doubles semi-final and her ladies doubles quarter-final for just 3 minutes shy of 3 hours in total. Now that must take its toll physically, and I'm sure we'll talk about that as the match gets underway, Darren. Very nervous times for the players. So desperate in a World Championship final to get off to a good start.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Kim Dong-moon and Ra Kyu-min, Korea. On my left, Zhang Jun and Gao Ling, China. Gao Ling to serve, to Ra Kyu-min, love all, play. Service over, last all.
Just long.
Love all.
And a lovely rally.
Second server.
Darren, do you think there's going to be a set pattern to this game? Tactically, can you think of anything that either pair should be trying to do?
I really think this game is going to be built around the net with 2 women. You know, both, if you look throughout this championships, have been so good on the net. You know, coming forward, looking for pushing. Well, both of them are as good as each other. So it's going to be a fascinating battle between the 2 girls at the net.
Well, I remember having a long chat to Simon Archer, who won the Olympic bronze medal in the Olympic Games, and he was telling me that he thought that Ra Kyu-min was undoubtedly the best lady player in the world.
Yeah, so you know, we've just seen the first little encounter early on stages yet, but Ra coming off the better there. So you know, it's Gao Ling just looking a little bit nervous. You know, got to settle down. A couple of unforced errors at the moment, and as you say, it's the final of the World Championships. You've got to try and get into the game early. Service over.
But the strengths of the Chinese pair, especially this man, he's able to jump at the back of the court and hit down smashes that this is one of them. How he finds these angles is absolutely incredible.
Yes, Jill, and you know, it's the power as well with the angles. You know, a lot of people are good at getting the angles, but not so much power. But he's so good at both of them.
1-3.
Or maybe signs that Ra Kim-in slightly slow to react there. And Darren, just coming back to my point about the fact that yesterday she was on court for very nearly 3 hours, it must take its toll, surely.
Yes, it's you know, no one playing a World Championships would like to be on the court 3 hours before the day of the final. You know, they'd like to try and get their games over and done with as quick as possible. But you know, she done fantastic. She won through 2 hours and 12-minute battle. You know, it is. I think as the match progress, we're going to see, you know, if that has taken a toll or not.
Oh, what a tremendous defensive display from the Koreans. Once again, Ra Kim-in at full stretch at net. She did well to get that back. This was the one.
And you know, that might be the Chinese plan, Jill, to try and move Raki as much as you can.
It is astonishing, though. I know it's very early stages, but it appears to me as if the Korean pair are really quite prepared to sit back at the moment and let their opponents hit at them.
Yes, I think that's the thing, Jill. You know, you look at the difference in the pairs, the Korean pairs at the moment, you know, they're playing the soft option, the soft drop. They're just waiting to get that short lift for the open, whereas the Chinese pairs, straight from the beginning, are really hitting the shuttle hard at the Koreans.
That's wide. The right sort of shot to play.
4-2, second server.
Yes.
Standard mixed tactic, isn't it, to hit into the mid-court area?
Exactly, hit the mid-court area, you know, find the little gaps down the side. You know, perhaps the Chinese like a hard-hitting game, so the Koreans are trying to take the pace off the shuttle, and then the Chinese are having to try and make something out of it.
Well worked.
Yeah, I think this is what the Chinese are going to be looking for. The big smash from Zhang at the back, angled cross court to Ra, but Gowling so quick on the net.
All right in the corner.
4-all.
Oh, super play.
5-4.
So quick coming forward.
Fantastic play, and if you look, they're both the players that, you know, especially Zhang, he can't wait to get on the net. He's edging forward to get on the net all the time. The Koreans are trying not to give the lift away.
Oh, it's a good return.
5-4, second server.
Of course, we have to remember that Kim Dong-moon, also a very busy man yesterday. His quarter-final of the men's doubles against the number 2 seeds, going the full distance.
Service over. 4-5.
well played from the Chinese pair then. Kept the attack the whole time, didn't give the lift away. Again, setting Gowling up at the net.
We're going for the deception.
5-all, second server.
Yeah, he's hit some big powerful smashes already, but that time, you know, he wanted to mix it up a little bit, play a drop shot, but making the unforced error there.
Well, this Korean pair formed their partnership in 1997. This is their 4th year playing together, the Koreans. And since then they've played 19 tournaments and they've won 16 titles. That is an incredible record.
Well, it speaks for itself, Jill. You know, the class of the pair is incredible.
Five all, second server. Service over. 5-all.
Again, we see a lovely smash from Zhang then, right in between the two players, a fantastic angle.
Oh, that's good. I do sense, Darren, that if this Korean pair can get on the attack, I think their attacking play is better than their opponents, and therefore that's where they could have the edge.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's early days at the moment. It's 5-all. You know, I think one of the pairs is going to try and make a push in a minute, but as you say, the Korean pairs, they are so lethal when they're coming forward all the time, inserting the pressure on, working for each other so well.
Well, my goodness, looking at that again, the umpire faulting Ra Kyu-min for moving before the service was struck. Very tight call indeed.
Unusual mistake from Kim then, just trying to drop shot to the middle of the court, but just not quite hitting it hard enough.
Well, Gao Ling did remarkably well to retrieve that one. I know she hit it wide, but look at the distance she has to cover. Charges across court to the net. Oh, that's tremendous. The height he gets on that jump.
Yeah, as you see here, Jill, you know, he goes up to it. Fantastic smash. He's been putting a lot of cross-court smashes at the lady, but this time he goes straight at Kim and wins the point.
Well worked rally. They dug deep there, the Koreans.
Yes, for the whole of that rally, basically defending, but they kept their cool, they kept their nerve, they didn't rush it, stayed relaxed in defence, finally just finding the gap over Gao Ling's head. She's having overstretched, just hit it in the net.
hard-fought rallies already in these early stages. Just can't help think about the 3 hours that Ra was on court yesterday. Kim Dong-moon on court for 2.5 hours in his 2 matches. Changed his mind? Thought it was going short?
Yes, he was going to leave it, realised it was dropping in at the last moment, tried to hit it, but it was too late for him.
Well, normally, Darren, you always see the pair that's doing more of the attacking play, winning more of the rallies, but it's not necessarily true so far in this.
No, at the moment, as you say, it's the pair that are defending that are seeming to come off better. It's just that they're both being patient. I think that both the ladies are trying to make something happen at the net, and they're just, you know, making an error on the last point of the game.
7-all, second server.
It's interesting where they're smashing on Kim Dong-moon. They're aiming for his right hip.
8-7.
He does like to defend with the backhand action.
Yeah, he likes to defend down the middle, and also I think if Zhang smashes to the middle of the court, he likes to take that shot, so he is favouring his backhand side on that defence, and Zhang at the moment is aiming at his right hip, and he's having a bit of success with it.
Leon. Nine, 7, second server.
Deceived by the flick serve. Kim Dong-moon terribly late onto that one. And the Chinese have restored their 2-point advantage.
Ten, 7, second server.
Well, I was mentioning that these two pairs have met each other 4 times previously.
7-10.
Looking at the last time they played was in January earlier this year in the final of the Korean Open, and the Koreans winning in 2 straight games. But of course, home advantage there can make such a difference to the players. Again, they're smashing down his
7,
forehand.
10,
Yes,
second
Kim
server.
doesn't seem too comfortable at the moment. You know, he's not trying to change anything. He's still lifting deep into the corner of Zhang, but Zhang quite happy, hits a couple of drops, waits for it, and all of a sudden puts that power smash in, and it's working a treat at the moment.
A lovely flick serve
8,
from
10, second server.
Ra Kim-min.
Service over. 10-8.
And I really think it is Kim Dong-moon that's struggling with his form at the moment, Darren.
Yes, you know, it's really a surprise at the moment. You know, we've seen him make, just like that last point, a very uncharacteristic error from him. Normally, you know, he's so solid and safe around the area.
Another unforced error.
8.
Yeah, they'd work hard for the rally at the net there. You know, Ra playing well, setting up. He gets the reply once, but again into the net.
Faster.
Goodness gracious. What on earth was he thinking of?
I really don't expect Gowling to return that smash. He somehow gets a racket to it. I don't think Kim was expecting it back. And then lifts basically straight back to her.
Half court nothing shot. Well, this is
13. 8.
all credit to the Chinese. They're playing it tight. They're playing aggressive badminton when they need to. And they're 2 points from this opening game.
Thirteen, 8. Second server.
Yes, Zhang a bit annoyed with himself, so he's going cross court straight back to Kim. He knows he should have played it straight down the line.
It's long, my goodness me.
Service over.
I was just
8,
about to say
13.
perfect placement, hitting down in between his opponents. Well, Kim Dong-moon, some sort of problem with his socks, I think, at the moment. You notice that he has strapping on both his ankles, Darren. Is that just a precautionary measure?
Yes, I think it is still just, you know, if he looks in throughout his championships, he's looked good, he's looked solid. So I don't think it's a problem, as you say, just a safety aspect.
So, can they come back? Koreans 8-13 adrift.
8-13, click. Nine, 13. Nine, 13. Second server.
Oh, that's superb. Just brushed over the shuttle.
That's a fantastic shot. You know, he made it look so easy, but it's such a difficult shot. It's racket head, you know, it's come through, brushing right over the shuttle. Fantastic shot.
Very much taking his time.
Service over.
Again, once Zhang's coming forward, he's so lethal, He's coming in, he's looking for that lift, and every time he's getting the short lift, he's hitting the shuttle with so much power and changing direction all the time. It's very hard for the Koreans to settle down.
Misjudgment there.
14, game point, 10.
So the Olympic champions gain point in this opening game.
Second server.
And that's gone wide.
Game.
And the opening game in favour of the Olympic champions against the reigning world champions. And my goodness, the Koreans have got some hard work to do if they're to come back in this World Championship final. The first game to Zhang and Gao Ling, 15-10. In 23 minutes. And I have to say, those two matches that each of the Korean players played yesterday, their mixed doubles semi-final,
Second game,
obviously together, and then their ladies doubles and mixed doubles, seems to be taking its toll. Darren, what have they got to do if they want to play themselves back into this?
Well, exactly like we saw there. I think Ra's got to be a little bit sharper at the net. We see they're looking for it. You know, credit to the Chinese, Jill. They've played well. They've got the lift. They've really been dominating the game. I just felt in the first set the Koreans just looked a little bit flat. You know, not quite the sort of sparkling, safe selves. They were sort of quite happy to give the lift away. And I think they've got to up their tempo of their game a bit more.
And also Kim Dong-moon cutting out these unforced errors.
Yeah, you know, it's so unlike him. We're not used to seeing it.
One love, second server.
Well, I remember in the Olympic Games when Zhang Jung and Gao Ling won the opening game there. Fairly tight game. 15-11, they romped through the second, 15-1. Yep, she's definitely got involved here.
Exactly, and you know, she's been backing off a little bit, obviously because of the power of Zhang, but you know, this is what they've got to do. They've got to look for them gaps, compose themselves, start coming forward, start putting the pressure on the Chinese pairing.
Oh, that's good.
Service over. Love, 2.
I really think Gao Ling has grown in confidence throughout these championships. She's going for a lot more at the net.
Yes, Jill. You know, I mean, this pair is sort of one of the informed pairs. They won the All England. You know, they've got to be confident. They're playing so well. You know, very confident with each other.
1-2.
Well-angled smash.
One, two, second server. Service over.
I think the Koreans have got to make a huge effort to take it earlier so that they can just push it in a downward direction.
Yeah, as we saw there, you know, Ra went for that full commitment on that. At the moment, you know, for most of the game she's just been hanging a little bit, but as you say, try and get the angles, just be pushing it down, you know, even softly, but as long as they're getting the lift and are able to hit it down, they're in a lot better position.
It's not often he doesn't win the rally when he goes forward to the net.
Exactly, you know, when he's coming in, he's putting the pressure on so much, he's hitting it so hard that it's impossible for the players to hit it over his head. You know, they're just reacting to get it back.
I don't think I've ever seen that with a Korean pair.
Service over.
Total confusion.
1-4.
Who was to go for the shot at the back of the courts. Whose was it, Darren?
I think it was Kim's. You know, he'd got the lift for himself, but Ra stepped back out. You know, she should have stayed in, you know, and as we said, looking for the net, because that's when they're at their best.
Second server.
Amazing. You just can't hit anything short of a good length.
As we see, it goes up short. He gets up so high again, but look at the angle, right into the tram lines.
Three, 4, second server. Kim.
That's brilliant. Well, no wonder she smiles. She enjoyed that one.
I mean, Kim attacking at net, hits the net cord, she gets out of the way, hits it a little bit short. You know, Kim doesn't put a bad smash in, but she just manages to get a racket to him. What an opening she found.
Back on level terms.
Service over. 4-all.
Just wide.
5-4.
That was a good rally, but Darren, I can't help but feel that the Koreans, well, I know they're tired, but it's almost as if they're not really up for this. But this is the final of the World Championships.
Yes, still, you know, normally, you know, you see players, you see it in their eyes, their body language, but at the moment, they, as I said earlier, just look a little bit flat to me that they can't gee themselves up somehow.
6-4.
Well, you can't afford to get loose across the net like that to Gao Ling.
Yeah, Kim trying to change direction, cross the net, but basically onto the racket of Gao Lin.
Interesting there, Darren. I didn't think the Koreans hit downwards with such pace.
No, they took the pace off it, you know. They're sort of trying to slow the game down a little bit more because they're not winning at the hard stuff at the moment. So they're just trying to push softer shots in.
8-4. Second server.
Well, this is a good run of points from the Koreans. 4 points already in this service hand. Incredible.
Service over. 4-8.
Fantastic return then, you know, brushing from his backhand side over the top of the shuttle. Was so deceptive to read that return.
5-8.
Again, I think confusion between the two Korean players, both waiting for the other.
Yes, I mean, that time, you know, Kim on his defence, he got it away, you know, right into the deep corner of Zhang. Zhang taking it low on his backhand. Kim wasn't really under pressure. Yeah, slight confusion who should take that. You know, most unusual for the Korean pairing. But as you say, at the moment, Gowling at the net's devastating.
Oh my goodness.
7-8.
Now, Gowling doing extremely well to get that rack, but really Ra should have finished that point. You know, 9 times out of 10 you've seen her hit winners from there.
Second server.
The Koreans are having more success when they're pushing Gao Ling back into court.
That's right, they've got to try and get her away from the net. Exactly, Jill, you know, because she's playing so well at the net at the moment and she's on to everything. But if they could try and, you know, keep her mid-court at the sides a little bit.
8-all, second server.
Clash of rackets between the Koreans. Once again level.
Service over. 8-all.
Well, it was just long, but my goodness, you can't get much closer than that.
All.
Seemed to be more purpose in that rally from the Koreans.
Exactly, you know, even with Kim's smash there was a little bit more weight to it, you know. Setting up the opening and Ra had followed it in. She was ready if the shuttle had been returned.
Service 4-4.
Service fault called
9-8
by Rune Hansen of Norway, indicating racket head too high.
Yeah, that's better. You know, the defence of Kim then was better. In the first game, you see him making many mistakes from that forehand side, but this time, no mistakes. You know, and they counteracted, got on the attack, put it away. A lot more positive in that rally.
Kim.
10-8.
Service over.
He only seems to take half a step and then leap backwards.
Yes, Zhang is so quick at going forward, but we saw then going backwards is just as quick. You know, from a flick serve, it was a good length. He let back, was able to put the smash straight on the floor.
And Ra Kyung-min threatening the net more. Having played the block, she followed it forward to the net.
Yeah, she's been hanging back a little bit, but that time you saw there was more purpose. She tried to come forward. You see her coming into the picture now, putting that more pressure on Gowling at the net.
9-10.
Once again trying to threaten. It's not there in time. Gone wide.
Service over. 10-9.
You can hear the Chinese supporters here in San Pablo Sports Palace. They'll be very happy with that return of serve. The net cord. Well, the umpire, Mohan Tharan of Singapore, keeping a very close eye on Kim Dong-moon. And not to take so much time before he serves.
Again, we see another good angle smash from Zhang. You know, this time straight at the body of Ra. You know, she was trying to defend on her forehand side. She couldn't get her racket round quick enough.
But look where her stance is, Darren. She's so far back in court.
She's so far back, so even if she does get it back, you know, they can play to the net. They're not threatening the Chinese pair at all.
11-10.
What a serve. Changing the angle, serving out wide, and lands on the line.
12-10.
Well, things looking very ominous indeed as far as the Koreans are concerned.
Yes, Stu, you know, let the drop serve, hit one straight in the net, and it's points at this stage in the game you just can't afford to give away.
12-10. Second server. Service over.
Kim's reactions there, very good indeed.
Very quick, but you know, if you look at Gowling, she's still looking to come forward on everything, get her racket up, and I think that's the difference between the two women at the moment. Ra is hanging back, Gowling's coming forward all the time.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Darren. Clear example of it there.
Second server.
Yeah, Zhang annoyed with himself there. Gowling again, we see her coming forward, always coming forward. You know, she sets the short lift up for Zhang, but this time he misses one of his smashes.
Oh, that's a good smash.
12-all. Second serve.
Wow. We thought this might be a cracking final. Back on level terms. And that's gone wide.
13-12. Second serve.
2 points from levelling this final at 1 game apiece. But still, a lot of hard work to be done. That's wide.
Service over. 12-13.
Played, and that's one of the few occasions we've seen Kim Dong-moon come forward to connect.
Again, you know, and it's one of the few occasions we're seeing Gowling back. But when we're seeing her back and they're coming forward, it's changing the way of the game.
Service over.
Well,
I was going to say to you, I can just sense that little bit more urgency in the Koreans now. You know, they're wanting to get forward. You know, they're getting to the last few points of the game, and all of a sudden, you know, they think we can do this now. Come on.
Finishing is sharp at the net.
13-12. Second server.
That is a great service.
That was fantastic.
Should be made to wait for an awful lot of players that put them off. But here we are now, the reigning world champions at knockoffs. Game point. And they've levelled it. What a tremendous fight back from Kim Dong-moon and Ra Kyu-min, the holders of the world crown.
Won by Kim Dong-moon.
10-12 down in the second game, but they've levelled it at 1 game all. 15-12 the score in that second. To say
On court, 1 minute.
that I'm looking down at the Korean pair. An awful lot of teammates surrounded them, helping, trying to cool them down. Very hot conditions here in Seville. Temperature today, I would guess, at about 34, but certainly not the humidity that the players are used to out in Asia. At 1 game apiece. Ra Kyu-min is back onto court. There's the umpire, Merhan Drachran of Singapore. And it's just indicating that the players should return as swiftly as possible. And Gowling just pauses before she comes back onto court to talk to Lee Yong-bo. Lee Yong-bo, twice world men's doubles champion, now head coach to the Chinese team.
Final game. Love all. Play.
One game will decide the gold medal. And the luck on the first point with the Koreans. Just wide.
2 love.
And Darren, presumably, after that 5-minute interval and having got that second game under their belts, the Koreans, we were talking about the fact that they looked a little bit flat in the early stages of this match. More fired up now, do you think?
Definitely, Jill. You know, they're looking for the shuttle more. They're hunting for it. They're not waiting to see what the Chinese are doing. You know, I think it's very important for the Korean team to start off fast, to try and get a lead, to stay with the Chinese, because I think if the Chinese to get away, I think the Koreans' head could go down a little bit.
And that's a sign of fatigue, isn't it, when the timing of the shot
Yes,
goes.
Jill. I mean, you know, it's just come on, you know, you've really got to be getting them shots over. We're so used to seeing Kim, you know, not miss them, produce fantastic shots from there, but at the moment it's again...
Service fault call.
Service fault.
1-2.
Rune Hansen
Second server.
of Norway, indicating racket head too high.
Service
I wonder
over.
if that's just disturbed the concentration of Gao Ling, making an error on the net shot.
Second server. Service over. 1-2.
Oh, he's missed it. Was going for the right shot.
Yeah, it was a good idea, you know, he played it well, he got one right to the back, got the return he wanted, to push the net would have set him up, but he just hit it into the top of the tape.
Oh, that's a super rally.
2-all. Second server.
Fantastic rally there, both pairs really looking for the gap, looking for the opening. It's only at the end a good drive from Kim into the body of Gao Ling that forced the error from her.
Bowling.
Oh, he's missed it.
Service over. 2-all.
Wonderful athletic jump smash from Kim. Do you think that Zhang Jung's getting a little too anxious, trying to find the lines too much?
Yes, if we looked in the early parts of the games, his smashing's been so effective, very powerful, you know, and it's been at the bodies, at the feet, but this time he's gone a little bit outrageous to the lines.
2-all. Second server.
While the net cord deflecting the shuttle, absolutely nothing the Koreans could do about that. Oh, what a lovely serve.
3-2.
Well, Zhang Jung did one of those to Kim Dong-moon in the second game. Got his revenge.
Yes, and also, you know, we can see the shout from Kim after, where we never heard any of that for the first 2 games.
And again, both of them, a little shout after the rally.
Second server.
Oh, it's just long, my goodness me.
Service over.
Zhang Zhong a little bit lucky there.
Yeah, that was better from Kim. You know, he looked for it, he took it early, everything was right, and he just missed the back line then.
Three, four.
I'm totally convinced that was Kim's shot.
No, I don't think so. Ra was still at the back of the court coming forward onto it. Kim just tried to stretch out, really not in position to do so.
Second server.
Good interchange at the net between the two ladies. Good judgment from Zhang Zhong.
Second server.
They weathered the storm, the Chinese. Seems to me as if Ra Kumin is actually beginning to panic a little bit when she's defending.
Yes, I mean, he's hit so many strong smashes, you know, at her body, at her feet, you know, to her forehand, at her hip. And, you know, he's hitting them so hard that she's trying to take a deeper base back. She's worried when it goes high up to him.
Oh, it's called good.
7,
What
4,
a service.
second server.
Superb.
Service over. 4-7. Zhang Zhong.
Well, really a loose serve from Ra there. Zhang's so hot onto the net.
4-7.
Made no
second
mistake in
server.
punishing that one.
Service over.
Well, Darren, you said very early on you thought that Zhang Zhong would use the angles of his smash and try and get his partner involved at the net. I have to admit he's done that brilliantly today. Well played, Ra Kumin.
7-4. Second server.
Yeah, that was good from Ra. You know, this time if you look at her, she's at the net, she's probing, she's looking for that next shot and finally gets a reward there.
Is so important in a final game. You have the psychological advantage of changing ends in the lead.
That's
pairs will be all too aware of that. 7-4.
Service over. 4-7. Second server.
Well, her previous serve had been very loose, that time choosing to flick. A big point.
Fantastic rally there, and such a deceptive drop from Zhang at the end that really created the final opening.
Seven for second server. Service over.
A little bit of nerves, Darren.
Yes, I think that, they've been stuck on 7 for a little while now. They really would like to change around 3 or 4 points ahead, and really snatched at that shot.
Yeah! 4-7, second server.
Well, apologises for the net cord, but he made his own luck there, taking the return early. Oh, that's a good placement.
5-7, second server. Service over. 7-5.
Just doesn't give his opponents any time to react. Zhang Jung's so fast.
Second server.
Again, Chinese pair really had their chances. It's one of the few Gowling shots that she's missed today.
Well, over.
I think that 6 serves that the Chinese have had while they've been on 7 points and have failed to progress. That's a great smash.
5-7, second server.
Yeah, Zhang's hit many smashes down the middle of the 2 players, but this time brings it straight down the line in between the trams.
And they are a real indication of the fatigue of Ra Kyu-min. Just could not move to that shuttle.
8-5, changing.
Well, it must have landed absolutely on the line, and finally they moved their score along. Zhang Jung and Gao Ling, current Olympic and All England champions. Well, I just wonder what the Koreans have got left physically, and that of course affects the mental state. So the player's just about ready to resume play. 8-5. That's gone long.
9-5.
As you can see, Zhang now is so determined now.
Brilliant. Well, a little look back at his coach, Lee Yongbo, absolutely delighted with that. The final smash straight down the tram lines.
Ten-5, second server.
He's annoyed with himself, saying no, he should have put that in the court. Fantastic play from the Chinese there. They were defending for most of that rally. Finally got the lift, and what a smash he hit there. He meant that with every ounce of his body.
Four points from their fourth title in World Badminton.
Service over, 5-11.
As far as the Koreans are concerned, Darren, they need some short, sharp rallies like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's the sort of thing, you know, start from a good serve, Zhang having to hit it uphill, but it was always an uphill battle from them, always on the defence, and this is what the Koreans got to do now. They've got to turn around the game somehow.
Wonderful control.
Yes, that'll do them the power of good. You know, they've been, as I say, a little bit flat. The Chinese have had a good run of points, but all of a sudden, you know, for 2 points, they've looked good. They've been more positive, so that'll do their confidence a great at this stage in the game.
Still 4 points adrift in this deciding game. I'm
11,
not sure
second server.
whether that's wise tactical ploy. Getting it up to Zhang Jung right at the start of the rally. Incredible.
Service over.
Again, we see the height he's getting on his smash. He's
11,
so high, and that
7.
angles he's producing. You know, for a cross-court smash to hit a winner, it's got to be some powerful shot he's hitting there. Tremendous.
That's wide of the centre line.
11-7, second server.
Yes.
Service over. 7,
Yeah, good for
11.
the Korean to get the serve back quickly, not let the Chinese opposition score a point on their service.
Well, he's hitting winners at will from the back of the court. You're
7,
not supposed
11.
to be able to do that
Second
nowadays
server.
in world badminton. Defensive play has improved so much, but when you're hitting with that sort of angle and power,
8-11, second server.
incredible.
Service over.
Well, no wonder the Koreans were hanging back in court. Their defensive stance well back. He's hit so many powerful smashes. That time changing his mind, mixing it up, the soft drop, and an outright winner.
Again, we see the power of Zhang, and you know it's probably one of the biggest points in this game. And at the moment, every time it's going up, he's nailing it.
Second
I think
server.
that's just about the first error he's made on serve, certainly in the short serve in the entirety of the match.
Ball. 13-8, second server.
2 points from the title.
Ball.
Good smash.
Service over. 8-13.
Yeah, good smash from Kim. Straight at the body of Gao Ling. Really no chance of returning that.
Well, that obviously is the right tactic if you serve short to Zhang Jung. Try and get his reply back over his head. Easier said than done.
Again, we see the same shot from Zhang, taking all the power out of the smash. Such a deceptive drop.
And Kim Jong-moon unable to push off from his base position. He has to muster every ounce of energy he has left.
Service over.
Yeah, great play from the Chinese again. You know, they're making Kim, pulling him and pushing him out of position. You know, having to scramble for every shot. They're finding the gaps. He's just getting them back, but really, you know, weak return. And Gowling, as we know, again, so fierce at the net and pulling it away.
Second server.
Good attack from the Koreans then. Such a sense of purpose about their smashes now.
Oh, it's gone along. A little push from Ra Kyu-min
Match point 9.
was the right idea, but just long of that back line. And now the Olympic champions on the verge of the world title as well. Match point.
Service over. 9-14.
Well, he was so committed on his return of serve there, Kim Jong-moon.
Yes, great play from the Koreans. It's one of the many times that they've been able to get Zhang out of position from when he's coming forward. They've been able to get it over his head, finally getting the short lift, with Kim showing his power.
This match in progress an hour and a half. Would you believe it? He was in the perfect place to hit the winner.